A couple of months ago, I was in school and I was walking in the hallway and I saw this person and he was staring, like he was glaring into my eyes. And I just felt compelled to say something to break this like tension that he created. And I said, hello. And then he didn't respond to me at all. But I overheard a remark about me that he said to his friend who he was walking along with. And he said, that guy seems nice. That compliment had made me feel like I was on air for the rest of the day. It had such a profound impact on me that I still remember it. That person who I don't even know their name, I still remember that moment clear and day. It was something so memorable compared to other compliments I've received that I tend to just think of it while I'm going to sleep or just like while I'm heading to school. I still think of it. That made me question why. Why did this offhand remark about me, why did it make me feel this way? I think it because it was so genuine. It was so unquestionably authentic. It meant more to me than any other compliment. There was no ulterior motive or gain from him saying that to his friend. There's no gain for him doing that. I simply overheard it and it made my day feel great. Uh, it made me want to make others feel exactly what I felt that day. And to do that, to execute that, I had to realize something. We as people crave to be appreciated. Not, of course, not insincere flattery or an offhand remark, but we want to be recognized for our worth, for our actions and achievements. And I knew that if I was capable of doing just that, I would be more memorable than I could ever be than forcing people to like me. Uh, an example of me doing that, a couple of days ago, I was at this music festival. I was sitting in front of a room where people perform a piece that they've prepared for hours on their instrument. They sit in front of a judge and they get graded on how well they perform. This person who went into the room, he was playing the alto sax, and I think he told me he was like 15 years old. He went into the room, and I can't even start to describe how beautiful it sounded. I literally sat there in awe about just everything that it was. It was beautiful. When he finished playing and he came through the door, I couldn't help myself from praising him for doing such a grand achievement. It sounded so nice, and I just had to have told him that. And as soon as I said that, I saw this big smile form on his face. He immediately went off on about how long he's worked on that piece, and even just the day before, he practiced that solo for 6 hours on end just to try and make it perfect. And he just went off and gushed about how long he worked on it, and he was very appreciative. He said thank you a lot. And the funny thing was his parents were there as well, so of course they were there and praising his son for doing an amazing job. But I would just like to say that moment didn't need to happen. There was no gun pointed at me. There was really no reason for me to do that. I wasn't forced to do it, but I just felt compelled to say something that I recognized someone's achievement, someone doing this big, amazing thing. I recognized it, and I went out of my way. I told him how I felt about his piece, and he was very appreciative and thankful. And as soon as he started to walk away with his parents, I saw that he, I wouldn't say whimsical, but yeah, I'm sure it made his day better that moment that we just shared, it was one that was probably one of the most memorable for him, or at least I hope it was. But if we want to be memorable people, if we want to truly make an impact on other people's lives, a compliment can go a very long way. It's something so simple that you can brighten someone's entire month for doing it. People who are struggling, and a simple gesture would instantly make their day better. It's such a wonderful thing, but yet it's so unused that we don't see it often. We need to do it more.